Yes, I will theoretically begin recording. I think it's recording now. It is. Okay. And, and for you, three, two, one, record.
Okay, so tell me something bullshit. Why the fuck? How much does Ableton Live cost?
That's a very good question.
Okay, theoretically, how much does it cost? I'm
Let's
not asking. I don't care if you got it on like a student discount or you pirated it. Theoretically, how much does it cost?
let's
Please
see.
go look this up because you actually use
Um,
it.
the standard suite
Was
is
it like 750 or something?
no, it's between the standard suite goes for between $300 and $400.
Oh, that's cheaper than I thought.
Um, if you get
Usually,
the like the super pack that comes with all the like extra shit, which you don't actually need, but some people think they need, it's more like $600 or $700.
yeah. Here's a pro tip: if you're buying professional grade software like Vegas or the create. Well, actually, with the Creative Suite, it's sort of a mixed bag. But yeah, when you're buying professional grade software, don't go for the super pack. You're not going to use half of the shit in there. Um,
Well,
okay, so
the thing is like if you're gonna do music production, right? You are probably not going to use the stock sounds that your audio workstation comes with. So what's the point of getting the extra expensive version that comes with more stock sounds?
yeah, most likely you're going to be making your own loops and
I mean, you're
shit.
going to make your own, or you're going to go out of your way to purchase other professional grade ones, like the Vengeance sound packs and stuff like that. Like, there's not
Yeah,
really.
are you gonna be like VC and pirate your own? Yeah, I'm still not gonna let that shit die down. I mean, even though he's like way gone and like past being popular, it's like still fuck that guy.
Using pirated software to make music that all sounds the same. I mean,
Yeah, and
what?
that sells millions. Um, so yeah, the reason I asked this is because okay, it's basically professional grade software. So my question is, and actually, this is some I've been having a problem with Photoshop as well because I use Lightroom. Actually, I don't use Photoshop a lot. I use Lightroom a lot more because I'm getting I'm getting like fucking balls deep in the photography and shit, and Lightroom is just a much better piece of software to use. Um, and the problem I've been I've been having this problem with Photoshop and Lightroom where um, half the time I want to use it, it just says, "Oh, you're on the trial version. Please purchase this software." I'm like, I, 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 I have purchased this software, Adobe. Why are you doing this to me?
Okay,
I just want to use this software. Why are you doing this to me? Fucking freeware never does. Well, of course, because freeware you don't fucking pay for. But like a lot cheaper, shittier programs never give me this shit. What? Why? Yeah.
fun fact. I used to use Ableton Live version 8, and I had a illegal copy of Ableton Live 8. And Ableton Live 9 came out a couple years ago, and I had always meant to go and pirate it because it had a bunch of extra features in it that had been sorely missing in Ableton Live 8. And so I finally get my new computer up and running, and I actually accidentally bought an extra hard drive because I got a 2-for-1 deal without realizing it. So I had an additional hard drive for the inside of my computer. Decided to put all of my music software on that one.
Why don't you tell
Um,
me the other part of that story where you thought they were SSDs?
no, that's not. I didn't
Oh,
think that.
oh, I
No.
thought you were. I thought I remember you say. I for some reason I thought what made it like extra funny to me is I thought you thought that they were SSDs. Okay, so
Yeah,
you
no.
knew you knew
Oh
they
no,
were
I knew it was a
regular.
spinning drive. Yeah, I had only intended to buy one SSD. But I had only intended originally to buy two hard drives, one SSD and one spinning drive. But I had accidentally bought two spinning drives because I had purchased a 2-for-1 deal without realizing it. So I had an extra one. Um, so I
Fucking
decided to
throw
put all
that shit in
my
the raid, bro.
Yeah,
I don't
so
even.
I decided to just put all my music shit on it. And I was going to go back and install my cracked version of Ableton Live, and I couldn't find it. So I decided, oh, what the hell? Finally, it's an opportunity for me to pirate Ableton Live 9. And so I did, and I pirated it, and it was such a nightmare to get cracked that I just bought the license.
So, so you're like people who use Adobe products now, where it's literally such a pain in the ass to pirate it that they just say fuck it, and then they pay Adobe for a subscription.
Yeah, pretty much. Except this isn't a subscription; it's a it's a
Yeah,
one-time payment.
you're buying an actual product. Yeah, yeah. It's oh god, it's so like okay. I'll be honest with you. I definitely before I got like because with Adobe you can get the photography plan, which is it's either like it's like $10 a month or $100 a year. You can get access to Adobe Lightroom and Adobe Photoshop. Now, mind you, I did do my research beforehand and I did look at the piracy options, and it was literally like you each time you wanted to use the software, you had to like go into like a server list file. You actually had to go through it through via a special like cracked text editor because it's DRM'd, and then you had to change the server addresses to null so it doesn't do a server callback. And you had to do like each time because each time you close the program, it rewrote the file. And I'm just like, you know what? $10 a month ain't that much. Yeah, it ain't that much.
That was literally that was what I was doing. I was looking at how to crack it, and then I successfully cracked it, and then I discovered that I had to crack it every time I wanted to open it, and I was just like, you know what? Nah, I've been meaning
Huh.
to buy this piece of software, and I produced what, like, 3 albums that sold pretty okay using a cracked version of Ableton Live 8. I should probably give these guys their due. And Ableton Live 9 is a fantastic version. It's got all this extra shit that I've been parsing through since I installed it earlier today. And it was worth $300. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like for me, it's like for not if not for Lightroom, it was with Photoshop. It's like I have like a good 15 years of using Photoshop before I ever paid for it. So
Hmm.
it's like, maybe I should maybe I should throw them some fucking dosh, um, yeah, and it's like I don't know, it's slowly becoming worth it to me because apparently for some reason, because of that one fucking picture I took of like the Statue of Liberty down in McKinnon Park a couple blocks down, I'm becoming somewhat of a noteworthy photographer here in Sioux Falls. And I'm like, it's a very small group of photographers, but I'm just like, okay. I just like put my camera on a tripod and took a picture, and now I'm getting like a lot of praise for taking an amazing shot. And I'm like, okay, okay, thank you,
If
thank
you
you.
say so.
Yeah, and it's like, never mind the fact that these days I barely take any shots in Sioux Falls anymore. I'm like taking shots like in other parts of the country because I'm a truck driver and that's what I do. But okay, yeah, tell me I'm awesome. Thank you. um, oh man, but yeah, it's professional prosumer slash professional grade software. It's fucking weird because when you buy like the consumer shit, like, or you buy or pirate the consumer shit, it's like nobody really gives a fuck. It's just like, you just fucking install it. Who gives a shit? And it's got most of the tools you need. But then when you get into like, oh, I kind of want to do this as an enthusiast or as a career, and it's just a whole different fucking world of just bullshits, of just fucking DRM bullshits. Yeah, because apparently, like back in the old days, I wasn't. there was like back in the old days, there were pieces of software, especially like with Adobe and shit, and like Macromedia, if you remember Macromedia, where like you actually had to get like a key, and it was either like a USB or a parallel port key, where if you didn't put this key into the right port, the software wouldn't fucking launch. And that was their DR. That was like their copy protection. It was like you had to actually have a physical key to use their fucking software. I'm just like, God damn. It's like holy fuck. You know, people are gonna get around this anyway. Just why are you fucking doing this, man?
Yeah.
You know, it's just what it is, and it goes back. It goes back to current times where, you know, the legit consumer is getting punished for what the pirates do. And it's not even what the pirates do, because the pirates are gonna pirate regardless. It's just the consumers just getting punished because they actually paid for the product.
Well,
And
yeah,
you
and
can't you can't
remember
you can't
when
even fuck you can't even. It's like you don't even blame the pirates, because the pirates were never gonna buy the thing in the first place. All this does is just punish the consumer.
well, yeah, and like just like remember what happened when the last Sim City came out, required an internet connection
Yeah,
like
exactly
that,
that bullshit.
and people couldn't play it because they couldn't connect to the servers, and
Yeah,
it was so asinine. Like
yeah, and
it's
then
Sim
gets and then
City.
get it, yeah, and then fucking a bunch of just fucking neckbeards in Finland looked at this and said, "Hey, let's just make Sin City and not do what they did." And they did it, and they put out City Skylines, and City Skylines is like one of the top fucking games on Steam, just because it doesn't have all that bullshit. It's like, maybe the DRM you guys are putting are using against your own fucking against the people who are willing to pay for your goddamn games, it just isn't fucking worth it. It's like, fucking stop with this bullshit. I
Speaking
s-
of getting software through completely legal means, our main topic this week.
You should probably intro us.
Oh fuck, I forgot. Hello everyone and welcome uh, to the greatest shit show on earth.
Uh,
The
only
fucking
only
amazing. Go ahead.
only 13 minutes into the show.
um,
We're doing better.
the fucking, what do we call it? The fucking amazing podcast, or for short, FAPcast.
Bob.
FAPcast. FAPcast is for my grandmother. Episode 14. We've already titled this one, Don't Follow Your Weeb Dreams.
Yeah, usually it's like we forget to title them and I just leave them blank, or I put in a title that encourages people to read the show notes. Like for episode 12, I said there's a wizard in the show notes, and there was a wizard. There was a wizard in the show notes. So yeah, if you missed the wizard, go check out the wizard in the show notes of episode 12. So, all right, let's get into the meta shit. So here I just want to go over briefly, because as of episode 12, you know, this podcast is on its own channel now, and the reason for that, namely, is so that way in bullshit has full access to the channel as well, so he can go in and make changes and
Post
edit
videos.
and post videos and edit content, you know, like descriptions and stuff. So in case I fuck something up, he can go in and fix it. Which, yeah, that and then yeah, post his own videos and stuff, and also makes it a lot easier if we decide at some point in the future to, you know, monetize our videos. We know exactly, you know, both of us know exactly what the videos are making and stuff and all that good shit. And then, you know, and so as far as that, I've also been thinking about producing extra content for the channel as well. Namely, with a series where it's not going to be a let's play, but it's basically just me posting updates of a city I'm building in City Skylines, which I'm just going to, so original here. I'm just going to call it fucking Fap City. It already has 2 red light districts, if that helps.
If that makes a difference. It
Yeah, I
does.
mean, you figure a place called Fat City should at least have a couple red light districts, Um, doing that, and also a thing I want to try to do, and I put this forth in bullshit, and he seemed pretty cool with it. It's sort of similar to what Jim Sterling does, where he shows off like Steam, where he used to show off the best of Steam Greenlight, like actually like good games and
I
shit.
think the series I think of is the Greenlight Good Stuff series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, obviously, since Greenlight's no more, he can't. He's not doing that anymore. I don't know what he's gonna do in the future in regards to Steam Direct. But I'm doing something I wanted to try to do something similar where I dive into Kickstarter and I look at what's on Kickstarter, and I don't recommend things that you should. If I make a recommendation, it's not to go Kickstarted, but it would be to just keep an eye on this thing. Like if there's like a really cool game on Kickstarter that I think is really interesting, I'm not going to implore you to buy it. I would just say, hey, here's this really cool thing. Maybe keep it on your radar, and hopefully someday it's gonna be actually released.
Yeah, unlike Star Citizen.
Unlike Star Citizen, unlike Code Heroes, unlike a lot of fucking games. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so it's something I kind of want to do. It's like, yeah, it's not it's more or less just like, hey, this thing looks interesting, do what do what you will. It's your fucking money. But hey, just keep an eye out on it. It looks pretty cool. Then that's one thing I want to try. And I know with you and bullshit, you have your whole like, I know you're still looking for a recorder, but you kind of just want to have an excuse to talk to yourself in your car when you're
and I'm
commuting to
also
work.
thinking, I was thinking about doing a segment for this podcast where I talked about YouTube musicians, but I may actually just not do that in the podcast episodes themselves and make my own videos for those.
Yeah, you could totally do that. Yeah. And another thing we're planning on doing, because we do have times where we don't have while I'm talking with a mouthful of ravioli, where we have times where we don't have much to talk about. So one thing we're looking at doing as like filler episodes is we're gonna go into the SCP archive and pick out our favorite skits, and we're gonna talk about our favorite.
Or really any
skits.
creepypasta, I think, would be a fun little spin-off.
Yeah. It doesn't necessarily have to be from the SCP Foundation, because I mean, love it or hate it, creepypasta is a part of modern culture, and they're very interesting. And I think, even if it's just filler episodes, they're worth discussing, because I think a lot of them are interesting. My primary focus is on the SCP Foundation, because there's a set theme and also a level of quality control, compared to the more, freewheeling, more independent nature of just creepypastas in general. But yeah, we can certainly open it up to just creepypastas in general. So I think you can expect that in the future, just when we don't have a specific topic to talk about, look forward to like SCP or creepypasta focused episodes. So, yeah, I think that wraps it up for meta shit. So let's get into.
Now going back to what I was saying. Now for my amazing transition. Speaking of legally obtaining software, our main topic. Yes,
Yeah.
it's that time of the year again, boys. That time of the year again. It is the Steam Summer Sale. And as always, as we do every year, well, every year that we've been doing a podcast, we've talked about the Steam Summer Sale every time it's come around when we're doing a
And the
podcast.
Christmas sale.
And
And
the
the
Christmas
Christmas
sale,
sale.
yeah. Just a bit of talk about what's going on with Steam, how much we like their corporate model and all of that. I don't think we need to say any of that again though. I mean, it's pretty obvious. We fucking love the way Steam does their their sales. I think that their business model is one of the
Yeah,
uh
I have some criticisms against their business model, namely with Steam Greenlight, but in general, when it comes to their sales are fucking rock solid. You
yeah,
know. Yeah.
yeah. That said, um I have one thing to point out. Now, what we're going to do here is in a bit we're going to talk about the stuff that we've dumped our money into. I actually got a $200 bonus just this past month at my job, and that's gone into this.
Yeah.
But I first want to talk about a game that I did not get during the Steam sale, uh,
Okay.
and that is it is sad because it's a game that I at our last the last time we did a year roundup of games, I talked about a game that had come out that year that I was really excited for, that I thought was really cool. I'd watched a bunch of it. Um, and that game was Pillars of Eternity. And I had a very unfortunate time with that game because it just so happened that on my specific hardware setup for my old computer, the game was unplayable. There was a bug in the game that caused the textures for the character models to destroy your video card. And I just so happened to have a specific video card set up that that bug was present for, and unfortunately, it was an unfixable mess that they couldn't figure out how to fix it. And so I at that point I had purchased the game on Steam. I got a refund for the game because it did not run on my computer, and I said to myself, well, I'll just wait till I get another computer and then I'll get it again. But for now, I'd like the money back in my Steam wallet so I can buy other things. Um, so I get a new computer, and Steam Summer Sale is coming up, and I say to myself, "Holy shit! I can finally play Pillars of Eternity." And I'm so excited because I had watched the first like 4 hours of that game, and I love what I see. I love what it's based on. It's like Baldur's Gate, and I fucking love Baldur's Gate. I love real time CRPGs with pause. I love those. That's like the same kind of battle system as like Knights of the Old Republic, the first one. I love those kinds of games, and I've been waiting so long to play it, and I go to buy it, and I find out that for the Steam Summer Sale, Paradox Interactive, the publishers of Pillars of Eternity, jacked the price up
Oh,
so that
dude. Oh, dude. Paradox Interactive are a bunch of fucking. You want to talk about like how EA and Ubisoft are fucking scummy? Just fucking Paradox. Holy shit, they are a bunch of fucking scumbags. Sorry.
no, they are. They
Yeah.
are. They jacked the price up of the game before the Steam Summer Sale so that theoretically when this game went on sale, it would still sell for more.
Yeah.
And there were people who were complaining because they saw that happen and they said this game now costs more than it did when I purchased it at launch. And that's
Oh.
wrong.
Oh my god.
And
Yeah. Yeah. Like, dude, like DLC and expansions for like Hearts of Iron 4 and Europa Universalis. Like Europa Universalis came out like several years ago, but they are still putting out DLC that costs like $20 to $30 for it. It's fucking ludicrous what
yeah.
they're doing. Yeah, it's
And
fucking dumb.
so I saw that and then apparently someone working at Valve called them and was like, "Hey, you can't do this." And Paradox Interactive CEO released an official statement saying, "I apologize, for what appears to be scummy business practices. I've just talked with Steam. We'll be rolling back the price changes, after the Steam summer sale.
Yeah, after.
And I was
You
like, oh,
fucking
that's cute.
cocksuckers.
That's real cute, you fucking lying sack of shit. And to be fair, let's get this out of the way right now. It currently is on sale for like 50% off, and it is technically less than it was at launch, but not by much if you purchase it now. But the principle stands, I think, and it's the spirit of the summer sale is lost on what happened here. And so I saw that, and I saw how much it would cost me to get the whole game, including White March Part 1 and 2, and I said, okay, all right, fine. And I pirated the shit out of it. I pirated the special edition. Because I had already paid for that game once, and the developers Obsidian dropped the ball on me because they can't code. And okay, fine. But
Well,
this time
this
it wasn't even the developer. It was Paradox, the publisher.
Yeah.
And I am happy to say the game is phenomenal, and I will most likely be purchasing the game and transferring my saves over next time the Steam Summer Sale happens and the price remains at its current state and then is dropped down. But I'm sorry, Paradox. You don't get my money for doing that kind of shit.
Okay, you want to know something that's probably gonna infuriate a lot of people if a lot of people actually listen to this. I bought a physical copy of Pillars of Eternity from a Walmart for $19.99 a year and a half ago, and it activated on Steam. So
yeah,
so fuck Paradox.
And
so
right
fuck
before
Paradox.
the Steam Summer Sale, right, the price of the base game for Pillars of Eternity went from $39.99 to $44.99. You think we didn't see that, Paradox? You think we didn't see that?
Oh god, if you want to see like the peak of just like full had enough of their bullshit of Paradox, go watch this one YouTube channel called I Sorrow Production. The guy just like he like puts out a lot of videos from Hearts of Iron 4, and he just is so fucking it's like he's addicted to Hearts of Iron 4, and he is just fucking pissed at how Paradox just fucks him over for being a fan of their games. His videos are fucking hilarious, just with how fucking angry and just fed up he is with fucking Paradox and their bullshit. Everybody goes off on like fucking Ubisoft and Activision and EA. It's like, no, you want to see some real scumbag shit? Go fucking look at Paradox, because they make products that are highly addictive to a very niche audience, and they fucking milk it. They milk that cow until it's fucking dry. Yeah. So, yeah, go fuck yourself, Paradox. Anyway, what else have you bought?
Well, let me get my list out
well,
here.
Here, I'll start off with the first day. The first day of my gradually lightening wallet. I decided, because I had purchased Fallout 4 before, I just decided to go ahead and get the season pass and get all of that extra garbage, because why the fuck not? Give what the fuck is that guy's name from Bethesda that everybody's memeing the fuck out of right now? I forgot his name. Bethesda Soft. Why the fuck do they call themselves Softworks? What a bunch of pretentious fucking cocks. Who the fuck calls themselves Softworks? God damn it. What the fuck is that guy's name? This is how you know shit's gone downhill. I'm more focused on a guy's particular name than anything else. Todd Howard. Yeah, that's his name. Yeah, so I decided to give that fuckface a bit more money. I also picked up the Game of the Year edition for Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor because it was like basically I upgraded my original edition to the Game of the Year edition for like $3 or like $2 or something. And I also picked up Dawn of War Soulstorm, even though it's not like the good version of Dawn of War. I just picked it up because it was like $3 and it completed my collection. And then the second day, I finally picked up Planet Coaster because, well, I love Roller Coaster Tycoon, but I just never picked it up. And then I picked up Farming Simulator 17.
Oh God.
And you want to know why I picked it up? Do you want to know why I picked it up? A little while ago, I went to Best Buy with a friend of mine because he was going to upgrade his phone. And he was upgrading his phone. He was also switching services, so he had to like transfer number and shit, and just do a whole bunch of bullshit you have to do when you're, doing that, switching to a new service and a new provider and all that. So I just went and wandered off in the Best Buy, and I happened upon the PlayStation 4 like demo kiosk, and one of the games that was up there was Farming Simulator 14 or 17, and somebody had started it up, but then just left it. So I picked it up and I started playing, and basically 20 minutes later, my friend finds me like sitting on the floor in front of the big screen with the PS4 demo. And I'm playing Farming Simulator 14, and I'm driving a truck full of corn to the markets. I had harvested all the corn in the field and transferred it to a truck, and I was driving it to market. And I was literally like sitting on the floor in the middle of this fucking Best Buy playing this goddamn game. So I'm like, okay, I guess this is a game that is going to entrap me. So I guess on the next Steam sale, I'll pick it up on Steam, and that's what I did. So that's why don't you go on with some of your first purchases?
Well, I have not spent $200 like you have. Let's get
No,
that
actually,
right out of the way.
I calculated out. I've spent $260.
Oh my God. I've got the number here. So now, of course, let's be fair here. The time of this recording, the Steam Summer Sale is not done yet. I have not seen everything yet. I don't know
I'm
if there's anything else I'm going to buy, but as of right now, this is what I've purchased. Because I had a pirated copy of this game and I wanted to support the developer, I bought Transistor.
Very good game. Yes, very good game.
Excellent developer. I actually purchased their previous game as well. Very good game. One of the best developers out there, in my opinion, of at that level of sort of kind of indie teams. I purchased Rocket League because that's an important game and I need to play it.
Yep,
I
very
purchased
good game.
the Strike Suit Mega Bundle that came with Strike Suit Zero, Strike Suit Infinity, and a bunch of other stuff.
Very fun game. A bit kind of broken, but very fun.
The entire BioShock collection.
Because why not?
I already had BioShock
not?
Infinite, but like it was literally $15 for the whole collection, and I said I don't mind, buying Infinite again if that's what it's going to be for the other two also, because I never purchased the first two. I never even played the second BioShock game, so what the hell. I bought Final Fantasy 13 because I really like that game. I am one of two people in the entire world who really like that game, the other person being the director of that game.
Actually, let me stop you there really quick because today I purchased some more games, and it was right after I talked to you about Final Fantasy. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, the Final Fantasy series is on sale.
Well, actually,
so
9 is up there, and 9 is a very good Final Fantasy game.
I already own 9.
Okay, okay.
Of course I do because of Freya. But no, like I went and added a couple of Final Fantasy games namely the newer ones like Final Fantasy 13 and Final Fantasy 13-2 and Final Fantasy Lightning Returns and I found a couple more games to add. And I was juggling like what games I wanted to buy because I did want to limit myself on how much I purchased. And by the time I added and cut and added and cut, there were no Final Fantasy games left.
Oh my god.
Because I was like, okay, what games do I actually want to play? And I'm like, none of the Final Fantasy games. Nothing related to Final Fantasy 13.
Let's see. I also purchased Far Cry 4 because I actually had never played that game before. Enjoying it so far, loving it.
Yeah.
Fable Anniversary is up on Steam, which I was very surprised about. I thought you couldn't get it there anymore because it's, one of them
Oh yeah.
games that's not on Steam, that's on another service that you have to get. But no, Fable Anniversary is up there on Steam. I'm very happy about that. It's actually my favorite Fable game, so got that. Dragon's Dogma: Dark Arisen is on Steam as well, as is the remaster of Beyond Good and Evil, which I also purchased. And things I'm considering purchasing: Motorsport Manager, because hell yeah, that game
That
is
looks like
rad.
that looks like a lot of fun. I mean,
Quill,
for a management game, that looks like a lot of fun.
Quill 18 on YouTube is actually just finished a season of Let's Playing that game, and it's a really interesting game. Football Manager, because Quill 18 did a Let's Play of that too, and that's also a really interesting looking game. Various other Final Fantasy games. 13 right now. That's gonna hold me, but maybe one or two more. And just other things. Stardew Valley is one that I've been really wanting to sink my teeth
Oh
into.
god, dude, I'm not like a big Harvest Moon kind of person, but when I bought Stardew Valley after watching some random YouTuber, I think he's like Teal Yoshi, something Yoshi on Twitch when the game launched, and he played it for like 36 hours straight. And I'm like, okay, let me go check this out. So I bought it, and I ended up my first playthrough. I ended up playing it for like 8 hours straight. Stardew Valley is a very very good homage to Harvest Moon. And I'm saying this to you personally in bullshit. If you're thinking about getting it, uh, you should probably get it. You should probably get it, dude. It's really
Yeah,
fucking
and the
fun.
mods too. There's all
There's a
kinds of
furry
mods I
mod.
know.
There's a furry mod. You can turn them all into furries.
Yeah, there's also a mod that lets you marry different characters
Oh yeah, like you can marry
who aren't actually marryable in the base game, like Pam, the bus
yeah, like
driver.
Pam or the drunk or Penny's mom, who's like just a fat drunk. You can marry her as well. No, but like yeah, you mentioned mods, and I'm like, oh yeah, the furry mod. You could turn them all into furries.
That's immediately where your mind first went.
Yeah. I'm not ashamed of my degeneracy, which a little bit off topic. So there's this YouTuber on YouTube. He was in the skeptical community called Kraut and Tea. He's a German YouTuber, and he talks a lot about like the politics and shit going on in Germany and stuff. And he started up a Discord, and I jumped into his Discord server, and I saw one of the channels in his Discord server is NSFW porn, and I go in there, and it's literally just all furry porn, and I'm just like, I am not surprised in the least that this is the case, and so I just dumped a whole shitload of furry porn onto his server. And people are like, "Hey, this is really nice. Who drew this?" And I've been linking people to artists and shits. So anyway, that was a bit off topic. So go ahead.
So all in all, what I was gonna say, all in all, what I've actually spent currently, give or take a few cents, because I've been rounding up the 99s, approximately $89.
Okay, so you're You're modest. You're
I'm
modest.
modest, yes. There may be more to come. Who knows? Steam may steal my entire monthly bonus for all I know. But that's what I spent currently right now, and really, I think that's I think that's a testament to Steam because as many people know, I am Chinese, and as stereotypes go, Chinese people are somewhat frugal and cheap and stingy. And I myself can be occasionally frugal, cheap, and stingy. Um, when it comes to purchasing a video game, I hem and I haw for a long time because $60 is a pretty big price tag, and it's hard to get me to, really spend that much on something like that in all in one go. And this Steam sale, all of these purchases I've made in the space of 2 days. So uh, they added up to slightly more than the actual value of one whole new 2017 game. And I think that's a testament, in a way, to the sort of empire that Steam has built. And I am so happy that uh, that Steam exists and that it is a platform that has regular sales. And I'm angry that EA games aren't on Steam.
Okay, well here's the thing. Here's the thing I'll give the EA. EA has this thing called EA Access, which they actually launched on the Xbox One, which is a subscription service, um, where they just add things to the EA Access vaults, and if you subscribe and it's $5 a month, you get full access to these games and all and. On the older games, you get all of the DLC. However, on the newer games, they give you the base game for free, and then you pay for the DLC. But if you just wait long enough, they'll just give you the DLC. And or actually, it's on the Xbox, it's called EA Access, and on the PC, they call it Origin Access because Origin is their storefront. And here's some of the games that are on there. FIFA 17, Star Wars Battlefront, Mirror Edge Catalyst, Titanfall Deluxe Edition, Battlefield Hardline, Battlefield 4, Plants vs. Zombies, 1 and 2, Unravel, Dragon Age Inquisition, all the Crysis games, all the Need for Speed games, Battlefield 3, SimCity, SimCity 2000 and SimCity the shitty one and SimCity 4. You know which one's the shitty one. Orwell, This War of Mine, Trine, the Banner Saga, all of the Command and Conquer games, Plants vs. Zombie, Dead Space, all of the Dead Spaces, Dragon Age 1 and 2, and I think I mentioned Inquisition as well. All the Mass Effect games, Mirror's Edge from 2009, Mini Metro, Beholder, Origami, the Sims 3 Starter Pack, Fury, all of the Medal of Honor games, Epistory, Wing Commander 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Ooh, I should get those.
And 5, and Privateer, Ultima 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Dungeons and Dreadmore, Tryon 2, Hacknet, Crusaders, Populous 2, Jade Empire, Pega, the Saboteur, both of the original, both Dungeon Keeper 1 and 2, and Crusader No Regrets. You get all of those games for $5 a month. And I will tell you, as much of as a shitheel that EA is, EA Access or Origin Access is an incredible deal. It's really an incredible deal. So that's just a suggestion. So, all right, you mentioned all your games, so let me crack open my fucking pile of shame.
Oh God! Here we go. $260 worth. Let's fucking hear it.
Okay, I think we already covered about $80 or about $90 of that. So I purchased Heroes of Might and Magic 3, and Heroes of Might and Magic 5. Just because, yeah, I remember playing 3 a lot. 3 was a lot of fun, and I haven't played 5, but 5 comes fairly highly rated, so I was like, okay, I'll pick that up. I picked up all of the Pixel Junk games, so Pixel Junk Shooter, Pixel Junk Monsters, Nom Nom Galaxy. I also picked up Outland, which looked like a very pretty high intensity platforming game. It just looked really pretty to me. So I'm just like, okay, you look pretty. I'll buy ya. I got because I already have hang on, let me go to my library really quick. Because I already had Guilty Gear Zerd Sign, so I decided to go ahead and pick up Guilty Gear Zerd Revelator, which is like an update, and it's a fighting game, and it's a very niche fighting game. I think out of our group of friends, only me and Salient Sunbreeze like play this game. Yeah, I think it's not because of the battle mechanics. I think it's mostly just because the character designs are just so fucking out there that it's something that just like tickles both of us. I picked up a really strange kind of Lovecraftian puzzle game called Anayaro. Anayiro? I can't even fucking pronounce it. God damn it. Yeah, it's just a very strange and odd, puzzle game. Also picked up this really interesting sort of an ARG alternate reality game, which takes place in the real world as well, called the Black Watchman, which just reading through the reviews and reading about the game just looked completely fascinating, and it was heavily discounted. So I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'll grab that too. Picked up The Witcher 3 Game of the Year edition because it's the fucking Witcher. Of course I would. It's the fucking Witcher. Also picked up Pathologic, the HD remake of it, which is it's a game from I want to say the early 2000s, which was it's not well, it's a horror game, but it's not like jump scares. It's more along the lines of like Silent Hill, of just a very creepy environmental sort of horror game. And it never got the popularity of Silent Hill, but it was something that was just as interesting and just as fucking creepy. And I never realized there was an HD remake of it, so I picked it up because it was like $2. I picked up a racing game called Neon Drive, which is it was originally a tablet game for the iPad, and it's heavy on the 80s style. It's basically just like a lane racer where you just move your car between lanes to avoid obstacles and other cars, to the beat of just 80s inspired synthwave music. Also picked up Risen. I had Risen 2, but I never picked up Risen 1 or 3, so I picked both of those up because I think Risen 1 was like $2 and then Risen 3 was like $3, so I was just like, well, fuck it, I might as well just pick those up as well. And complete my collection there. And maybe play it someday before I die. Picked up Judge Dredd, Dredd versus Death, because that was a game I pirated way back in like 2005. Or like 2004, 2005 was a game I pirated. It was a first-person shooter based in the 2000 AD Judge Dredd comic book universe, where you go up against Judge Death, and it's really it has nothing to do with the movie from the mid 90s. It's all just within the comic book, and it's just a really dumb, really fun Judge Dredd game. You know, a first person shooter, just a lot of fun. And I also picked up, and this was on a recommendation of just some random YouTube channel that I watch sometimes, and it's a game. It's 79 cents on the sale. Its regular price is $1, and it's a game I've been like linking to you. I'm like, hey, dude, just check this game out, dude. And it's called Blood and Bacon.
Oh God, this game, and it's like 79 cents right now on Steam.
And I'm telling, it's got multiplayer co-op, dude. And I'm telling you, man, I played it. I played it up until like day 12, and I'm just telling you, man, we should probably check it out, dude. It's. I will be honest. It is a $1 game,
Yeah.
but the developers made their own game engine for this game, and they did all of their own voice acting for this game. And while the graphics and the voice acting are what they are, the gameplay is fucking rock solid. It is a good, very good game from 1999. It is a incredible 1999 first-person shooter, and I highly recommend it if you're a fan of games from 1999. And yeah, that's Blood and Bacon. Sale price 79 cents. Regular price is like $1. I also decided to expand my. I'm not proud of this. Fucking A. I'm not proud. I decided this to start to complete my Hyperdimension Neptunia collection.
Oh shit, that's what I forgot to get.
They're very cheap, dude. They're very cheap.
I know they're very cheap. I fucking love that series. I played the first one on PS3 when it came out.
It's so fucking dumb, dude. It's so fucking dumb, but I can't not play them, dude. They're so fucking dumb.
Yeah, they're pretty stupid. They're the bottom of the barrel trash tier JRPGs, but
They're so
I
fucking
just have a
fun.
I have a fondness for those.
Yeah, I'm the same way. So yeah, because I had Hyperdimension 1, 2, and 3, so I got Hyperdevotion Noir, Neptunia U, and Mega Dimension Neptunia 7. I haven't picked up the Sega There's like a Hyperdimension versus Sega Hard Girls, which is still pretty high price, so I'm gonna wait for that to drop down to the bottom of the barrel price where it deserves, and then I'll pick that one up. And then today, after you mentioned that, oh yeah, the Final Fantasy games are on sale, I'm like, oh shit, I should buy some more Final Fantasy games. And so I added them all to my cart, and I'm like, oh, I should probably pick up some more games. And by the time I like juggled what was in my cart and how much I was willing to spend, I ended up with no Final Fantasy games left in there because the games I was only interested in were initially interested in were the Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy 13, and all of its spin-offs, and then I guess I slowly started to realize I don't really give a fuck about Final Fantasy 13. So at the end of the day, it was like going to Walmart, with the intent of purchasing one thing, and then you buy a bunch of other shit, and you never buy the thing you went there to buy. I ended up picking up Giga Wrecker, which is made by Game Freak. Which, Game Freak makes other games besides Pokemon, and it's sort of a really intense, platforming game. Just sort of I don't know really how to describe it. It's a very intense, difficult, sort of like it's. Oh, okay. So there's this thing that game journalism want to do these days, where they try to compare everything to Dark Souls. And I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying really hard not to do that. And I can understand why game journalists just sort of default to that because they're fucking lazy.
And it's
But
easy to do.
and it's easy to do. Yeah, it's like, oh my, it's dude. I thought it was a joke, but there was seriously a review of the Crash Bandicoot game, the new one that came out, that compared it to Dark Souls.
Please stop.
Yeah, okay, I'll stop. So yes, Giga Wrecker is a very intense and difficult platformer that has a very vibrant art style, especially in the backgrounds, and it's a very vibrant art style, which is what attracted me to it. I like pretty colors.
Yeah,
I
that
like.
game is pretty good. I saw, I think it was Total Biscuit did a whole video on that. He seemed to really enjoy it.
Yep. And then I also picked up Rabby Ribby, which has a lot of cute anime girls, and it's sort of like a combination platformer slash bullet hell, which is right up my fucking alley. So I picked that one up. I also picked up Thumper, which do you remember the game Audio Surf?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
one of my favorite rhythm games, like ever.
yeah. Thumper a lot is very similar to Audio Surf, but it has a horror theme.
I
Because
remember there was another one, Beat Hazard was
Beat
the other
ha
one that I
oh
played.
god,
Yeah.
dude, I dumped so much time in the Beat Hazard, but Thumper is more similar to Audio Surf, and it has a real horror theme to it.
Hmm.
Just because like it the visuals that are produced during your gameplay just uh from the reviews I've seen and the Let's Plays I've seen of Thumper, the visuals just sort of trigger something in your mind that causes you extreme discomfort.
They seem very eldritch almost.
Yes, it's something that it's just something that just really makes you uncomfortable while playing it, but uncomfortable it's sort of, and this is going to be a reach in comparison. It's sort of like how The Thing, the movie The Thing, it's
Hmm.
just so horrifying to watch, and you're so disgusted by it, but you can't stop watching it. And I'd say there's a very light connection to that, where it's like the visuals you see in Thumper just make you very uncomfortable, but you're still compelled to keep playing it. And that's what really fascinated with me with Thumper. So I decided I'll go ahead and pick it because I love Audio Surf, and I love Beat Hazard. I think I've got like 60 hours dumped in the Beat Hazard. So I decided to pick this one up, and I'll see how far I can last until I just have to fucking put it down because I get too sick. I also picked up Firewatch because uh yeah, Firewatch is critically acclaimed, and I want to check it out and see if it lives up to the hype that's been built around it. I also picked up Bunny Must Die, which is a similar game to Rabby Ribby. It's a lot it's a few years older, but it's still sort of it sort of fills that role of like cute anime girls plus bullet hell plus platformer. So I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and pick that one up. I also picked up Kindergarten, which Jacksepticeye
Yeah,
played.
there's another channel that I've been watching called Dangerously Funny. He did a let's play of that as well.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, you're a kindergartner, you're a little kid, and there's like a bunch of wacky shit and some death and gore and all that. So, yeah, that sounds like fun. Kids dying always sounds like fun, you know. Um, and I also picked up Momodora 3, because there's it's weird because Momodora 1 is on Steam, but there's no Momodora 2. There's only Momodora 1 and Momodora 3. And it's another like adventure sort of platformer with cute anime girls. And I really enjoy playing Momodora 1, and Momodora 3 is like $2. So I was like, yeah, I enjoyed the first one. The third one can't be all that bad, so I just decided to pick it up. And yeah, that's how I spent $260 on Steam. And
And that's the story of how Gabe Newell took all of my money. Piece of shit.
and and I will tell you right now, at least half of those games. Oh shit! I totally forgot one game, but let me just finish this line of thought right now. And I will tell you right now, half of those games will never be played. Thus is the curse of Steam.
And it's not because they're not interesting,
No.
or it's not even that real life takes away the time you have. It's because it's Steam and you just keep buying games.
Yeah, and it's that whole psychological effect of you go into your library and there's so much stuff in there that you're like, you just freeze. And you're like, City Skylines, please. Even though I got like 300 hours in City Skylines, it's like, I am literally, I literally have no want for choice, and it's just you lock up. You just lock up. It's just the curse of too much choice. But I did forget one game, and this is a game, and there's some I want to mention. I forgot to mention the meta shit. Along with the Kickstarter games, to help me encourage to play some of these games, I kind of want to do like squirty plays, like what Jim Sterling does, where he just like picks out games and just plays them. And usually they're shit, but with me, I just want to pick out games, and maybe they might be shit, or maybe they might be good. And one of the games I picked up specifically for this purpose, and it's because Giant Bomb on one of their Friday shows played this game, and it completely broke them. This was a game that completely broke them. Panzer Mädel, the tank dating simulator.
Oh my god, Panzermado. I need to see this right now.
Okay,
I'm looking for it.
Okay, hang on. Let me pull up the YouTube video. Okay. Panzer Mädel Giant Bomb. This game fucking destroyed them. Oh shit. Okay. Tank dating sim.
This is screen cap of a girl saying, "It's not like I invaded Crimea or anything, baka."
Okay. Here we go. Really quick. I'll link this in the show notes. But you need to watch this right fucking now. Okay, everybody go and fucking watch this video right fucking now.
We're not gonna do this live. I'll watch it after after the episode.
Okay, so basically the gist of the video is he's playing the game, and he's on a date with the IS-2, which is a Soviet tank, and the IS-2 keeps talking about how she has so much fun with Papa Yosef. Papa Yosef is Joseph Stalin, for those without in the know. And Jeff Gerstmann, once she kind of gets kind of flirty, Jeff Gerstmann goes, "Oh yeah, dude, fuck this tank," and it just breaks everybody.
That's amazing. I'm looking at the screenshots here on Steam of some of the lines. How do you like my amphibious attachment, senpai? Oh, it's $5. I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Apparently there's another game that this company did called Stay Stay Democratic People's Republic of Korea, the unauthorized parody.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that game. Apparently, I think I told you about it. Supposedly, it's based off of that Vice documentary. When Vice went to North Korea, like a long time ago, and there was that one part where they went to like a roadside rest area, and there was that girl who worked the rest area who was like really super happy to meet them and was really friendly and entertaining, and they were like really sad to like have to move on and like just leave her there at the rest area. And apparently from a rumor I heard, that's what this game is based on.
The description box for on Steam just says it all here. Try and navigate your way through one of the world's most tightly controlled dictatorships with two cute soldiers by your side. Avoid getting shot, executed, black-bagged, or tried for treason as you explore Pyongyang's most famous tourist attraction.
And let me remind you, this was the country that supposedly accused an American tourist of ripping a poster off of a wall and basically killed the guy.
Let's
this is the kind of country we're talking about.
I just want to point out that in all of their advertisement screenshots for this game here, the screenshots are taken from a game in which the player chose the name Donald Trump.
I think that should tell you something about the developer, that he's kind of tongue in cheek. He's not taking this all that seriously.
Oh, and there is a official adult patch out for the game that removes all the censorship and shows you all the glorious nips.
Yeah, I already know that there's a mod for Panzer Maidels that takes their clothes off when you go out on a date with them. Which,
phenomenal.
Yeah, which is yeah. How do you like my? It's not like I invaded Crimea or anything, Baka. Said the T-34. Which, she has pink hair. Why does she have pink hair? She's Russian. She's not Japanese. She's Russian. Yeah. Here it is. Oh God, it's a news item for the game. Panzer Maidels full frontal assault patch released. It's a news item on the Steam page.
Yeah, no, I was just looking at the news for the one about Korea. Like the very most recent news article on the Steam page is an advertisement for the adult patch because Steam doesn't care anymore.
Well, okay, that tells you about Steam, because Steam will not let you post adult content on there.
Yeah, that's correct.
Out porn, but they have no problem with you announcing patches that removes that removes clothing. That's why the Sakura games and Nekopara
Nekopara, yeah,
are so fucking popular. Is because, yeah, it's like you go and get the game on Steam, and you get all the achievements and the Steam cards, and then you just go to the website for the game dev and you download the patch that removes all the fucking censors. It's like, thank you, Gaben. It's like, we know what you gotta do. We know what you gotta do to stay on the good side of the law, but thank you for allowing this loophole for the game developers. Full frontal assault patch.
Phenomenal.
Incredible. Yes. I know that this episode will probably be released a couple weeks after the Steam sale, so I do hope You have fully drained your wallets and have filled your libraries with games that you will never play. Thus is the life of the PC master race. We spend hundreds of dollars on games, and yet we only play Overwatch and Hearts of Iron and City Skylines and PlayerUnknown's Battlefield. I have 1,000 games in my library. What's my most played game? PlayerUnknown Battlefield. Which is on sale, by the way. I already own it, and I have like fucking 7 hours sunk in the PlayerUnknown's Battlefield. Which I'm not going to review because holy shit, that game is a fucking shit show. So, yeah, Steam Summer Sale. We're recording this on the 2nd, and I will tell you right now, I am absolutely not buying any more games.
That's a fucking lie, and you know it.
That's a fucking lie. That's such a fucking lie. But I know in bullshit you're probably gonna be buying a few more games. I can think of at least one game you're gonna buy.
Yep.
Involving a T-34, and it's not War Thunder.
Oh my goodness! All right, I think that just about wraps it up for our main topic here.
Please translate Cancol.
Release an adult patch for it.
Okay, out of the whole USS Iowa meme for Cancol, my favorite one was the dude on Snapchat walking up to the USS Iowa memorial being like, "It's USS Iowa," and then the second picture is, "I'm gonna fuck her." It's just him walking up to the ship. Okay, let's move on.
Oh my god. Japan has ruined us.
Dude, it's not a joke. Dude, it's totally not a joke where it's like literally like you go to like military history forums and they're like, we can't search for we can't do Google searches for USS Iowa anymore. Because we just get a bunch of anime bullshit now. All right, let's. Speaking of Japan, let's move on to our cool shit.
We move on to our cool shit segment, of course, which is where we relink to things that we find during the week that we think are cool. You can find, of course, the links to these things and anything we link during the show in our show notes, which are in the description boxes for the YouTube videos, as well as the posts on social media. My first piece of cool shit this week is, I'm not gonna pronounce what I have.
Here, let me try. Yeah, hang on, just a second. I've got a glass of wine right here. Here. All right, let's get into this. Yeah, that. Oh fuck. All right, here we go. Japan is technologically about advanced country. Why the fuck would you type? Japan is technologically advanced country. What the fuck is that? But advanced.
Advanced. It's advanced.
Okay. Japan is technologically advanced country. All right, that's the best I can do. Who the fuck types of game?
This is a line from the actual video, and that is how they spelled it in the subtitles. Okay, no, let's. I'm gonna spend like the next 5 minutes trying to pronounce that. Just fucking go ahead. So the video I have linked here is The Idiot's Guide to Japanese Kitchens from the YouTube channel Rachel and June. Now, this is actually an offshoot channel to a channel I've been following for a while known as June's Kitchen. Some of you may have seen his one of his videos go around on Tumblr where he polishes a rusty kitchen knife that he bought for like 80 yen.
Yeah,
um,
really, really
and
cool video. Really
and
awesome
and
video.
and turns it into a perfectly serviceable, well sharpened kitchen knife. But June's Kitchen is just a really great channel where this guy who lives in Japan named June does a cooking show with his two cats, and teaches you how to make various Japanese dishes. Fantastic channel. Not the channel I'm talking about. The channel I'm talking about is an offshoot channel called Rachel and June, which is actually a shared vlogging YouTube channel hosted
Much
by
like our
June.
channel.
Yeah, much like our channel, except with more live action stuff. Because these two people are actually conventionally attractive as opposed to the people you're listening to right now. Um, Rachel and June, a Japanese citizen and a former American citizen who moved to Japan, who are married, and it is an absolutely hilarious channel because they have this running joke where June puts on a hideously fake Japanese accent and ruthlessly makes fun of America. um, as his wife stands there and goes, "Why are you making fun of me?"
Oh,
They have another video called "Idiot's Guide to Japanese Apartments," but I think this one is much funnier, and you should absolutely see it because the style of humor in this video is exactly the kind of style of humor that I like.
yeah,
Oh, and
and
you have to watch it. You have to watch it with subtitles on.
yeah, you need to turn on subtitles because that mangled fucking mess that I tried to read is literally the fucking subtitles. Adobansito, Adobansit. God, I sound like a fucking bad translation of Yakuza. Holy shit. Which, oh, by the way, really quick, Sega is looking at the possibility of bringing Yakuza and Persona to the PC because they are very very happy with how Bayonetta and Vanquish are selling on the PC.
I really, really, really would love Persona to come to PC.
I really want Yakuza to come to PC.
Hell yeah, that too.
Yeah, hell, fuck yeah! Out of Bansudo country, fuck yeah! In the 80s, yeah. What the fuck am I talking about? Anyway, there's something I gotta say. I'll say it later. Yeah. Okay, so the first, because I knew about June's Kitchen because, of course, of the 80 knife video he did, which he fucking just turned this shitty ass knife into just some glorious piece of work. Um, and then he showed me the video that caused me to subscribe to this channel, and like when he mentioned it, I'm just like, what? Why the fuck is that a thing? And the thing I'm mentioning is, why the fuck? Why the fuck? Why the fuck do you have a fish oven?
A built-in fish grill.
Why?
Those things are actually very popular, and they essentially grill and steam the fish together. It's actually a really neat product because it's built right into your oven unit. Now, why you can't just fucking do that in an oven anyways is beyond me.
How
But
the
it's a
fuck do you
neat
make
little
a
thing.
pizza in that?
Fish pizza.
Fish pizza. Oh, that was not something I expected to be pictured in my head. You said fish pizza, I imagine like a salmon, like cut open and then sprinkled with like pepperoni and cheese. And no, that's very bad. Why did my brain go that way? Fuck you, brain. Fucking piece of shit. Get the fuck out of my head. Anyway, my first cool thing is actually something I'm gonna do a video on. It's gonna be a video. I'm gonna kick off that whole Kickstarter thing I mentioned earlier. This is just a trailer, and in the trailer's description, you can also find a link to the demo and the Kickstarter. Well, it's a trailer for an indie game that I am absolutely fucking in love with called Fight Nights. And this game is fucking amazing. There's already lots of story to talk about with this game, and it's only been announced for like 2 days. First off, let me start off. The developer of this game, his Tumblr is BN05. I've been following this guy for a few years now because he's a really awesome pixel artist, and so I followed him for a few years. There was absolutely no hints that he was making a game. He did not let on at all until the Kickstarter was announced. And it's like, holy shit, dude, you're like really good at keeping a fucking secret, because yeah, he made no mention of this at all. Second, while he was making the game, him and his friends were making this game, they were initially using like a generic. They just like designed a generic fighter to be the protagonist, and on a whim, one person was like, "Hey, why don't you put like a Dark Souls helmet on him?" And so they did, and that's how they got the idea for Fight Night. Was just by putting a fucking knight's helmet, an inspiration from Dark Souls. And that's how they got the theme of the game, called, Fight Nights. Third little bit of tidbit, the fist you see on the game, he put up a video of how he rendered those fists, and he literally put on a sweater and a pair of gloves, and then strapped belts to his arm, took a picture of it, and then pixelated it. And that's the fists that Fight Night
That's
has.
it. That's the fists. It's actually a really neat video that shows you that you can make really complex art using really stupid means.
And
simple means, not stupid.
Simple. And also, the game is made in Game Maker. So this is just further proof that, hey, you don't need to be a super awesome programmer to make a very awesome, fun, twitchy, and I mentioned twitchy specifically because Super Best Friends has put out a video where they're playing this game, and their forte is fighting games and stuff, and they tell you, it's like, look, this is even though the demo was out and the demo was very simple, there is a lot of room for this to be a very complex fighting game. So yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, go check out the demo, or go check out this video and check out the demo as well, because this is a really fun game, and it's going to come out. As of right now, we know it's going to come out June 2018. And one more thing, Fight Night doesn't talk. He speaks in punches. You talk to NPCs by punching them, because that's how Fight Night rolls. All right, you want to go?
All right.
All right.
My second piece of cool shit here is
that's me punching the mic.
This is a YouTube short series, but it's a video with all 15 episodes strung together of a short form series called Bloody Bunny, which is by a Korean animation studio. That sort of harkens back to the old, like, if you remember the stick figure cartoons,
Oh, like Zhao Zhao?
Like Xiao Xiao, or anything from Stick Figure Death Theater.
Yeah,
this is sort
really
of
good.
The natural evolution to that, and things like Happy Tree Friends using more modern CG animation. It's a phenomenally animated, oozing, bleeding with style series about a bunny that just kills a bunch of shit.
Holy shit, this is fucking brutal, man. That little girl got fucking grinded up. Holy shit.
And it's got just really good animation. I can't really stress it enough. It's such an interesting aesthetic it has going, and such a simple idea as well. But it is very reminiscent of that old, the late '90s stick cartoons.
Sorry, I'm watching the video right now. Holy shit. This is okay. Okay, I got all right. Oh, it's got an official channel. Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and subscribe to that because I need to stop watching that because you just get sucked into fucking watching that. That's really fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Just fucking cut out. You know, while you're on the shitter, just fucking pop that shit on your phone and just watch that. Might want to turn the sound down. otherwise, people are going, "Oh God." Okay, as a yet another aside, um, you know my job involves I don't get a lot of time to have private time on the toilet, because I'm forced to use public toilets, just in relation to my job. Um, I wish people would use headphones on the toilets. I really do. I really would wish they would use headphones because it makes using public toilets very uncomfortable. Please use headphones. Please, for the love of God, please use headphones. I don't want to listen to you. I don't want to listen to your Pornhub videos. Jesus fucking Christ. Why are you fucking watching that shit while you're taking a dump? You fucking sick fuck. That was a tangent. All right, on to my cool shit. All right, my cool shit is called Japan Sucks. And this is a video that's actually been really controversial. Because, well, this kind of this video presents some really hard facts that people do not wish to accept. And it's related to the title of this episode. Or the first part of our title, Don't Follow Your Weeb Dreams. This is a video that's been put up by a fairly well-known YouTuber who lives in Japan. But he actually was linked. He was sent a video from another person who's not nearly as popular, but they sent it to him because he's popular, so it will get the views and stuff. It's basically from a guy who's in his late teens, early 20s, and he followed his weeb dream. He was fascinated. He was infatuated. He was in love with Japan, and he achieved the weeb dream. He went to Japan to teach English, and it was complete hell. It was total hell. It was something I would not wish on anybody. And while some of the stuff he says may be exaggerated, and yes, there might be people, there might be expats who've had better experiences, but I feel that the experience this guy talks about probably represents the majority of people who do go to Japan to teach English. Is that they spend most of their time being very poor and not having a social life and losing their fucking minds. And I'm not saying that's the way it is for everybody, but that seems to be, from what I heard in this video and from what I've heard from other people, that seems to be how it is for the majority of people.
I mean, yeah, there are some success stories. There's a fantastic Tumblr that I need to find again and remember the name of a girl who just I think it's called Four Chroma Life. This girl just writes a four-panel comic about her life teaching English in Japan, and it's a wholly wonderful experience for her. But I mean, guys, the grass is not always greener. In fact, it usually ain't.
Yeah,
Uh,
you have to remember that, you know, Japan as a country is very inward focused, and they don't really care, you know, about people who aren't Japanese. And you know, and this isn't strictly just a Japanese thing. I know personally people who went to go teach English in Russia, and they kind of had the same experience. Granted, they weren't broke all the time. They made good money, but they were very, you know, they I know people who went to Russia to teach English and they became alcoholics. And it wasn't because, oh, you know, Russians are always drunk, they're always drinking vodka and everything. No, it was because they didn't have a social group and they just spent all their time, you know, all their off time when they weren't working, they were at home drinking and playing video games. And that's how they became fucking alcoholics. You know, you know, and that was something that happened in Russia, but it's you know, a similar case. It's like when you go to another country, be prepared to have a drastic change in every part of your life, and when it comes to Japan, especially, it's very drastic. You know, and I'm being totally honest here. I am being completely honest here. And what you see in anime is what Japanese people wish their lives were. That is not how Japanese people live. That's how they wish they lived. You know, Japan is a very expensive country. A lot of people in Japan are very lonely. A lot of people in Japan do work their asses off and they do not have a social life outside of work. And that's something that people coming from the United States or from Europe cannot deal with. You know, I'm not saying that everything in this video is right or correct, but what I'm trying to say is that this should give you, you know, if you actually do have that dream of going to Japan to teach English, you know, make sure that's something you really want to do, because you know there might be a chance it might go perfectly for you and everything goes right, and you know you have the ultimate social life and everybody loves you and all this, but you know, just be prepared that more than likely it's gonna go the way it did for this guy. So yeah. uh You know what I could have also done was I could just link to the scanlations for Pikachu.
oh God, I forgot about that.
I have the print edition for Pikachu, and it's one of my favorite mangas ever. And it's literally about an American comic book artist who went to Japan and was forced into the manga artist lifestyle and then got the opportunity to make his own manga. So he literally talked about how fucking horrible Japan is. And that's why it's one of my favorite manga of all time. Because you know, I used to be this way. I used to think that Japan was just fucking awesome, just a magical land of technology and anime and all this shit. And then I grew up and realized, yeah, Japan is kind of a shithole, just like any other country. It's got its ups and it's got its downs, just like any other country. So yeah, that's my final cool thing, and I think we're done with this fucking podcast. What are you saying, bullshit?
I say I'm hitting the stop record button right fucking now.